Hey, this is Mark of Indie Traveler with a side-by-side comparison review of the Tortuga Setout and the Tortuga Outbreaker. The Setout is kind of the mid-tier model in Tortuga's range of backpacks. It costs about $200. The Outbreaker costs $100 more. It uses more advanced materials. It has more advanced features, and yet I kind of think the Setout is my favorite of these two. Now, how is that possible? Well, I'll explain as we look at the features of both of these backpacks. By the way, if you're interested in either of these products, consider clicking the link in the description below, as that helps support my channel. But as always, this is not a sponsored review, and I'll be giving you my pure, unfiltered opinion. So here we have the Setout. Let's take a look at the features. And the front is a quick access pocket. I like the little drawstrings on the zippers here. There is a front compartment with a travel organizer with lots of little pouches to store your smaller travel items, your smartphone. There's a keychain holder. Very, very nice. At the back is a laptop compartment or tablet compartment. And as is often the case nowadays, this is kind of a hammock, meaning that your electronics are suspended a little bit above the bottom of the backpack. That's really good if you're like throwing down your backpack, you're not hitting your electronics that are inside. So your laptop will be nice and snug and secure here. It's also at the back, which is a great place to put your laptop in terms of a weight distribution. All right, on the side is a really big water bottle pocket. You can fit a 2-liter bottle in here. It's kind of crazy. And I think this little pouch can also be used for storing a tripod, for instance. There's a little strap here to make sure that whatever you put in here is secure. Now on the inside, let's see where the zippers are. There they are. You really just get one big compartment. I put 2 pillows in there. Let's take those out. As you can see, really spacious. And there are 2 mesh compartments here, which you can use for storing maybe toiletries or other smaller items. Finally, let's take a look at the back. There's a lot of good stuff happening here. This is a really nice, fully featured harness or suspension system. These straps are made of foam. There are little perforations in here to maintain airflow. At first, when I got this backpack, this felt a little stiff, but they need a bit of wearing in, and now they're actually really nice to wear. It's very comfortable. There's a full-featured, like fully padded hip belt. If you don't like this, you can actually take this off. There's a little clip here. You can detach it. There are 2 little zipped pockets in front where you can store small items for easy access. The harness is really nice and comfortable. I love everything about this backpack, actually. This has been with me on most of my recent trips. I really love the weight and the size of it. In terms of size, it's maximum carry-on size, really spacious. And in terms of weight, it's about 1.5 kilos or 3.3 pounds. Now that's really nice. In terms of the material, it's made of polyester. It's a strong material as far as I can tell. What is nice about the Setout though is that it's still pretty malleable. You can tuck this into a tight space. You can store this in any overhead bin very easily. It kind of cooperates a little bit more easily with you than perhaps the Outbreaker, which is made of this stiffer material. Now, is this backpack perfect? No, there are a couple of little issues that I've had with it. One of them is actually not an issue that I've had, but other people have mentioned that there are no load lifter straps. Now, what's a load lifter strap? That is a strap that would connect from here to here. That will allow you to pull the backpack towards you at the top. I've not really missed this feature. In fact, I think there's a reason they didn't put this on the Setout. As you can see, it's kind of the design is kind of box shaped. It's designed to really fill the maximum carry-on capacity. If this was more of a sporty looking backpack, then it would make sense to kind of pull the top further towards you. I think it will look just really bad on a backpack like this, to be honest. One small thing I noticed on a recent trip, I had filled the Setout with a lot of stuff. I was on my way back, I had a lot of souvenirs, gifts, it was bulging a little bit, and then yeah, the zippers will sometimes open up a little bit. In fact, someone in Istanbul tapped me on the shoulder and was like, hey man, your bag is open. It actually wasn't open that much, it was just open by maybe an inch or two. What I discovered is that you just need to put the zips at the bottom or at the top, not in the middle, because if they're in the middle, they can open up a little bit. That was just a minor small issue I've had. Finally, I'm quite tall. I'm 1.94 m. For me, the hip belt doesn't actually sit on my hip. It's a little bit above that. It's still pretty comfortable, and I've resigned to the fact that everything in life is not designed for me. Everything is designed for the average height. Airplane seats, backpacks, everything. But if you're very tall or you're very short, then it might be slightly less comfortable than someone who's average height. Now, the Outbreaker does address this issue, as we will see in a moment. In general though, really love the Setout. Let's take a look at the Outbreaker. So here's the Outbreaker, and in terms of pockets and features, it basically has everything the Setout has, but more. If we look at the front compartment, there is a travel organizer here as well. Looks pretty similar, except there is also a mesh compartment in the front here. If we look at the laptop compartment, it actually zips open all the way down compared to the Setout, which only zips down halfway. And what we find here are 3 additional mesh compartments that you can use to store smaller items, plus there's an additional sleeve here. That's really great. That's about as good as it gets when it comes to organizational features. On the side, there are 2 water bottle pockets, which unfortunately they're not quite as big as the one on the Setout. I think you cannot fit a 2-liter bottle in here, but maybe a 1-liter bottle. But there are water bottle pockets on both sides. Once again, let's take out pillows, not included. Another big space, slightly less deep than a Setout, as you'll notice, although it doesn't have the rounded corners of the Setout, so maybe it works out to be just about the same. It has 2 mesh sleeves here, just like the Setout. What's different is that there are 4 little pockets here in the sides, 2 on each side. Again, let's look at the suspension system. It looks a little bit similar to the Setout, perhaps with a little bit more padding, but you'll notice one big difference here. The shoulder straps can actually be adjusted entirely. This entire piece can be taken off with a bunch of Velcro strips here, and there are 7 different settings that you can set this to. So if you're very tall or if you're very short, you may well benefit from this feature. I put it all the way to the top. That was what was recommended for my height, and it does make carrying this backpack a little bit more comfortable. So that's awesome. Another difference with the Setout that you'll notice, you can maybe even hear it, is the material. It's not made of the usual polyester, it's made of silk cloth, which is a very premium material. This is what is being used for sails. So this is a multi-layered material, which is a little heavier. That's a big downside. But on the plus side, it is really good at being rain resistant. The Setout you can take into the rain as well, but this you can take into a thunderstorm, basically. It does make the bag a little bit heavier. It's 2 kilos instead of 1.5 kilos, or somewhere around 5 pounds instead of 3.3 pounds. Depends on which version you get. Another great thing is the zippers also have like a rubber enclosure around it, so even the zippers are protected against the elements. All right, conclusion time. Which one of these backpacks should you get? Well, I think it depends entirely on what is most important to you. For me, the clear winner is the Setout, and that's all because of the weight. It is almost 1 kilo or 2 pounds lighter than the Outbreaker. I'm a backpacker, I like to travel light, so this is important to me, so that makes Setout the best backpack for me. I think the Setout is also kind of easy to recommend by default to anyone. It has the features that I think most people need. It is attractively priced, and the visual design of it, kind of the heathered gray look, the rounded corners, it makes it a very versatile backpack. The Outbreaker I also really like. If you're not too bothered with the price difference or the weight difference, then I think you're gonna really love the adjustable harness and especially the much more rugged and durable material. By the way, a nice little add-on to either of these backpacks that you can buy separately is this. This is a packable Setout day pack. This is what it looks like when it's packed into itself. When you zip it open, you get a day pack. And unlike other packable day packs that I've used before, this actually has a very basic but usable harness with a sternum strap, a little back panel, and a water bottle pocket as well. So that's a really nice way to have an additional smaller bag for your sort of day-to-day sightseeing. All right, that's it for now. Like this video if you liked it, because YouTube just loves it when you like things. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and maybe I'll be able to answer your question. Finally, if you want to see a written review of these backpacks or my tips on how to pack light, where I use the Setout as an example, check out the links in the description below. Hope you like this video and see you next time.